Hello young pirates, before this video starts you're going to need a few things. You're going to need both of the sheets that say Week 5, the Lockdown Mystery Part 3 at the top. They look like this and like this. You are going to need a pen or a pencil. You are going to need a comfortable place to work. You're going to need a glass of water and the world's longest sandwich. And you're also going to need about 45 minutes on the clock. Get all those things together. See you in a minute. Hello and welcome to this week's writing challenge. I am enjoying reading your mystery stories so much, so it gives me great pleasure to get to the final week of the story where we're going to write the ending. Now, if there's one thing mystery stories have to have, it's a good ending. The High Rise Mystery, that has a good ending. The London Eye Mystery, that has a good ending. The Mystery of Andrew's Missing Left Sock, that had a good ending. And your mystery story is no different. That has to have a good ending too. And that is what we'll be working on in this week's Writing Challenge! Now for the first part of your challenge, you're going to need this planning sheet. It says the Lockdown Mystery Part 3 at the top and it has 3 boxes on it. They say beginning, problem and solution. Get that and put that in front of you now. I should say that if this is the first time you're joining us, you can click below this video and go back to the previous weeks so that your story has a beginning, a middle and an end, because a story with just an end is just an end. You need the other bits too. So go back, do them and then come back to this video later. We'll be here, don't worry. Just like last week, I'm going to read you my example first so we know what we are aiming for. Just like last week as well, I am not going to tell you what this week's writing focus is. I'm going to let you listen and read along with my story and see if you can guess what the focus that I've gone for is. Now, as you may remember, our hero Rani has gone to explore a strange mansion over her road. Whilst looking for her cat, she opened a small door under the stairs and fell down a hole. When she woke up, she was back in her flat, but things were a little different. In this part of the story, Rani is going to find out about the strange new world that she's in and hopefully find a way back to the year 2020 and the lockdown that she was so keen to escape. Sit back, relax and read along with part 3 of my Lockdown Mystery. When Rani's door opened, she gasped. It was her mum all right, but she was wearing such strange clothes. She had only seen those clothes in books at school about the Second World War, and that was in the olden days. Time to get up, Rani, her mum said. Gosh, you look so shocked, she said. It's just me. Now, there was an air raid last night, so you aren't going to school. We're just going to stay here and listen to the wireless until we know we're safe. The wireless? Said Rani. Stop being silly and get up, her mum said. Powdered eggs for breakfast is a special treat. Powdered eggs? Thought Rani. That sounded horrible. She was just about to climb out of bed when Bob, her cuddly cute cat, got up and revealed a small card underneath him. Dear customer, it read, we would like to thank you for using the Tottenham Time Travel Terminal. We hope you enjoy your new life in the past. Remember, you can only return by night. Tottenham Time Travel Terminal? Said Rani. She looked at the card again. And why have they spelled night wrong? You shouldn't have a K at the start. Rani, her mum called again. Coming, she replied. Rani sat all day with her mum listening to the clanking, crackling radio. There was nothing to do, and the powdered eggs were just as gross as she thought they would be. Finally, it was night time, and Rani snuck out of the flat. She didn't want to spend any more time in the past. What if there was another air raid and it hit her block of flats? Even though it was lockdown in 2020, she wanted nothing more than to be back. The mansion across the road looked the same inside as it had in 2020. She went straight to the door beneath the stairs, but instead of a black hole, she found the normal things you would find in a cupboard. A brown brush, shiny shoes, an ugly umbrella. She stood up. What am I going to do? She thought. Just then she remembered. You can only return by night. Rani started searching the mansion. Up the stairs, along the landing, into every room. It was completely empty. The only room with anything in it was the bathroom, but even she didn't want to consider the idea of a time-travelling toilet. Just when she was about to give up hope, Rani spotted an attic door. She heaved herself up into the attic. In the gloom, she could just make out a suit of armour. "Knight," she said to herself. Rani walked over. She reached out to touch its mirrored metal shoulder and whoosh! She felt her stomach lurch and her body leave the floor. Before she could think, she had landed back in her bed. Her curtains were the colour she had chosen, and her posters were stuck to the wall. "Morning, Rani." Rani's mum was at the door in her doctor's uniform. "I have to go. There are eggs in the fridge for breakfast. You'll be okay, won't you?" "Yes, Mum," smiled Rani. "I'll be fine." She couldn't have been happier to be back. It was like the sun had come out and it would never rain again. Rani got up, made some eggs and put on some cartoons. She would have to wait for lockdown to end, but it would be worth the wait. So that was the final part of my story. Maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't. Maybe there's something in it that you want to smuggle away for your story. That's up to you. I won't be cross, I promise. Now it's time for you to get planning. You'll notice on your planning sheet we've got 3 boxes: beginning, problem and solution. When I was planning mine, I thought beginning, Rani wakes up and she's in this strange place. Problem, she doesn't know how to get out of it. Her original way of travelling through time is blocked. It's just a cupboard. It's not a time travelling black hole anymore. Solution, she figures out the clue on the card and then finds the suit of armour and her way back to 2020. Beginning, problem and solution. So now it's up to you to think about the beginning, problem, solution in yours. Maybe your character is stuck somewhere and their problem is they don't know how to get out, and the solution is that they are going to pick a lock or say a magic word or find a key or find a friend who's going to help them. It is your story. It's important that you read back what you've already written so that it all makes sense with this final part. 15 minutes planning time for this final section. Over to you. Well done. I hope you got a really good plan and you feel ready to go. Now I wonder when you were reading through my story whether you saw this week's writing focus. Don't worry if you didn't, because I didn't use it all that much, but where I did I tried to make it count. Did you get it? It was using alliteration. Now, you probably don't need me to tell you what alliteration is, but I'm going to anyway. Alliteration is where you have one or more words with the same letter or sound at the start. I say letter or sound because it doesn't have to be exactly the same letter for it to be alliteration, as long as it sounds the same. For example, crazy ketchup cat counts as alliteration even though it starts with a C, a K and then a C. I don't know why I thought of the example crazy ketchup cat. That's not even a thing. In my opinion, alliteration is just one of those things that makes your writing more eye-catching and keeps your reader engaged in what you're saying. It's a bit like the difference between a Christmas tree without any lights on it and a Christmas tree with lights on. It just looks and feels better. It's like putting a little bit of chocolate sauce on your ice cream. It was good before, but it's just a little bit better now. So when I was writing, my focus was on the story, but I had half an eye out for opportunities to use alliteration when I could. So when it came to describing Bob the cat, I described him as a cute and cuddly cat. The one I'm most proud of is the Tottenham Time Travel Terminal. Give it a go. Now this is the final part of your story, so give it all you've got. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, it's a splurge. Don't be afraid of spellings being wrong, it's a splurge. Don't be afraid of writing something that you think you might have to take out later, it's a splurge. Bring that story to a better ending than the mystery of Andrew's left sock. Half an hour on the clock, off you go. Well done. I can't wait to read your stories again this week. It really is the highlight of my week to open up the folder and see what you've written. So well done. Here are all the names of the people who've taken part this week. Do I even need to tell you what to do? Take this hand. Take this hand. Put them like this and... Next week will be the final writing challenge week of your year, which means it will be the final work you do for the Literacy Pirates. It's going to be a sad day for me. I know it's going to be a sad day for you, but let's see it off in style. I will see you next week for the final writing challenge. Until then, be good. Stay safe. Bye!
Friday.
So that was the final part of my story. Ooh, nearly fell off.